Still not straight. Hey guys, what's up? This is my my fossil deck profile. Just a heads up, this doesn't have like some of the expensive stuff like lightning storms and triple tactics, but stuff like that you definitely should play. I just didn't have them on hand ready and stuff like that.
Right here.
And anyway, yeah, I don't.
You bought them?
No. It's like weird. It's like I don't know how to play them. So just I gotta get mad low. All right, to start we have 3 copies of Nemesis Keystone that is not glared. Yeah. This is mainly like you shuffle back in your banished like fossil, your banished fusions. You know, the ones you banished off of like Time Stream, or the ones that banished from their own effect to search, and you just put them back in for free, and then you can you can go back into them, and you get a free rock, free Earth rock on the field. And he's level 1, so you can. I run like Link Rebo and what's his name? Relinquished Anima. You know, just to scoop up stuff. I think it's a really good like. What's it called? A really good card because you're already going second, so it just does a lot. Next off, we have 3 Doki Dokis. It's just a really good, summon. Most of these are level 4 Earths, so you just discard 1, summon out any of them, and then you can give an Earth an Earth Engrave for like setting up for Gigantes or Block Dragon. So, and Doki Doki just, it just gives you 2 monsters and you start linking and stuff like that and start doing stuff. 2 Soldiers of Stone. This card Engrave is just a free like summon. It's a free level 3 Earth Rock. And everything's an Earth Rock because everything needs to be an Earth Rock. Because I play the statue, and then the fusions, you banish the rocks, so it's just everything just needs to be rocks. It rocks out that way. 3 Weathering Soldier. This is like the main player, the key point. When he's sent to grave by battle or card effect, or if you just by battle or card effect, he can search any card that has Fossil Fusion in the name, any spell card. What is it? Spell card? Or is it? Yeah. So it's like you can search off any of the spells really, because nothing else has Fossil Fusion in the name yet. So maybe if we get something new later, but yeah, he searches everything. So at any point, like with the Miracle Rupture or with Foolish Burial or with some other random sending effect, if you like crash or something, then you can search, and he really gets the combos. He literally gets the combo started. 1 Fossil Dyna. He's a rock, earth, and a fossil. It's like deck was made for him basically. And he stops special summoning, which like can hurt you, but that's why I only run. Oh, only one run. I only run 1 of him. Sometimes I just discard him for Doki Doki and stuff like that, or I just banish him for Block Dragon. He's just there, but so he does come up. Less in the way is 3 Barrier Statues. Other than extra deck stuff, you're gonna lock out like your opponent if you leave it on the field. Most of the time, unless you're playing like Adamantipator's, but let's not talk about that. Probably losing already for playing Adamantipator's. But yeah, he's just really good, and you can still go into Gallant Granite because he's an Earth, so you can still overlay with him since he's a 4, and the smaller fusions are 4s. So 3 Koaki Miro Guardians. He's just a good thing to have. You stop debuts, you stop a hand trap. It's just lit. And then the newer than the new deck, and then like the new support that came out after it, Koaki Mirror Supplier, which is like an incredible extender. You special it for free, literally, and then you search for free for Koaki Mirror Guardian, and it's just a great card to extend with. That's usually the search off of Gallant Granite most of the time, honestly. Gigantes, which is another like just great. Not only is it like a free summon, because you're gonna be filling up the grave with earth, so it's just literally a free summon, just a level 4. You can go to Gallant Granite, You go into link plays, you can link climb and stuff. But there's also not that much spell and trap removal. So, you know, the going gets tough. Sometimes you just crash with the Gigantes and hope for the best. And it does work out like that sometimes too. 2 block dragons. It's one of the craziest cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! You can make your big fossil fusions. They can't be destroyed by card effects. They can't be targeted by monsters from the fossil fusion. And you know, he's 25 and he searches. He does so much for rocks. And there's not much I can say. He banished 3 from field, hand or grave, and he's just so free. He's a pretty crazy, and he can be used to go into the big fusion too, if things are dire enough. For one-ofs, spells, these monsters out the way. No, they'd be alright. Just leave them there. 1 foolish burial. You know, it's like a non-once per turn Miyoko Rupture, so you know, you can send the Weathering Soldier, you can send Block Dragon, you can send Sentry Soldier, or you can send a random rock, just a special like Gigantes or something. It's just Foolish Burial is just very diverse. 1 Monster Reborn, just a free get back for maybe one of your most likely one of the fusions, or something to help like advance your game state. Or even something like, you know, take from your opponent's grave, something crazy like a Dragoon or something. 3 Miracle Ruptures. This is like the craziest card in the deck. You send the Weathering Soldier, and then, you know, you search for whatever off of Weathering Soldier. And if you already have the Fossil Fusion, you like draw, and it's like the draw's like automatic. They either negate the card, the search, and the draw, or nothing. So it's like, you know, if you have the Fossil Fusion, it's like a +1, and like I said, the Weathering Soldier just searches whatever you need, so it's like, it's just crazy. And Time Stream, my favorite card in the deck. This one's searchable off of the one of the little guys, and it's like you just basically cheat your way from like the 4 into the 6, like the level 4 fusion into the level 6 fusion, and then the level 8 fusions. And then it also has a graveyard effect. Not the turn it's sent, you can activate it, but the next turn you can banish it and fusion. I think it's a fossil fusion from your grave, a fossil fusion monster from your grave, and then special summon another one. And so then you can bring back like the level 8s when they get sent to grave. And then next up, fossil fusion, 3 ofs. Off screen a little bit. Fossil fusion is just a really crazy card. You know, it's a fusion card, it's not once per turn. When your fusion monster gets destroyed by battle or card effect, you can add it back. That is once per turn for some reason. That seems a little like unnecessary. But it's still a really crazy card, you know. Being like, it's like invocation, but not as busted, but still like pretty like wild to just banish your opponent's monsters. And you know, just use them as material. It's like everything's out the grave, so it's like you're not really using resources, but at the same time, you're not really like not using resources, because you're using like your opponent's resources, you know. And then I play 3 Specimen. Specimen's like kind of tricky, because you have to know like, you know, exact levels and types for your opponent's monsters and their decks they're playing and stuff like that. And you have to have not only the Fossil Fusion, but a monster in hand to discard. But it's still a really like crazy card. Like if you know if there's like a one of that they don't want to see gone, like, you know, we have Dragoon coming out soon, so if they make you go first and like, you know, you call level 7 spellcaster, you know, they have to send the Dark Magician, and you can banish it to summon something. You know, that's a pretty, you know, you get rid of a whole problem. Or there's something crazy like a one of like that, or like Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon or something like that. You know, you can get rid of a problem from their deck and banish it, so it's like really like hard to get by. And I think Specimen is just really good in that regard, and it's also a very good for going first option, because this deck going first is like your opponent has no graveyard, everything has to come from your graveyard, and it's like very taxing. So that's it for the 40 card main deck. And now on to the actually I should say, for Link 1s, I play Anima and Linkuriboh. For the Nemesis, for level 1. Not much to say. It's a link 1, so you just get rid of something with anima. You're most likely going second, or if you're going first, you can just put a link Rebo on the field. Link Rebo is always nice. For our link 2s, we have Predator Plant. Pretty self-explanatory. You just send Fossil Fusion, when things are really bad, so you can get something on board. One Cerberus, he's an Earth, which is cool, so you can like link away your barrier statue of if things are in a weird situation. You can pop a monster, and you can discard an Earth to set up the grave. Same thing with Phoenix. You discard to set up the grave. Pop a card that could be troublesome. And then one Boral Sword. Because of Fossil Fusion, you can't target your fusion monsters, but if it's summoned off of Time Stream, you can. So with Boral Sword and the bigger fusions, you can OTK pretty easily. Because I don't know if it's just me, but OTKing sometimes this deck can be a little tricky, a little difficult. I play one Gallant Granite. You really only need the one search, and then from there, you have everything you need, and it's just kind of, just building your way up to an OTK or somehow. And then two Skullguards. I believe Skullguard is piercing. Yeah, he does piercing, but more importantly, when he's in the graveyard, you can banish him to add a Fossil Fusion. So you can use him to go into Gallant Granite with something else, and you can add the Fossil Fusion, and then you can just keep on extending that way. But a little bit better than that one is Skullbone. I believe he can attack twice on monsters, but when you banish him, he can search for a Time Stream. Oh, these are hard ones returns, by the way. You can only search once. But if you have a Time Stream in hand, and you have and you summon out this, then you can go into the level 6, and then banish one, and then from the level 6 you can go into one of the level 8s. So all you need is one Time Stream, or one way to get to Time Stream, and summon this, and it's like you reach like the big boys, the boss monsters, really. I only play one level 6 because I only have one right now. In like 5 boxes, I only pulled one. I don't even know how that's possible. So I have like the second one coming in the mail. I'd probably take out the Link Rebo for the second one, but definitely 2 of these. Link Rebo, that's not Link Rebo. Link Rebo is not really all that necessary. It's just like a placeholder, just just in case. But he is like really, really good. I don't even know what he actually does for attacks. He's just in piercing battle damage. He's a cool guy. But what's it called? You can banish him, and then you can pop a face-up monster on the field. So he's like some decent removal. And then next we have 2 Skull Kings. He's like a really good going first option, and if you can't, and he's a good for OTKing too, because he can attack twice, and you Boral Sword, switch him to defense. Boral Sword attacks twice. It's like 2 monsters that can attack twice. It's like 8 attacks, and he's pretty big too. He's 28. And then during your opponent's turn, you can target a monster in their graveyard, and then on like the resolution of the effect, you discard a card, and then special summon that monster. And like, if you're already like kind of like finagling with their graveyard already, then you can like make it even worse on them by taking a monster, and they have to like waste their battle phase, they have to waste resources to get that monster back or something. Or if it's something like a floodgate monster, if it's something that can negate, then it's like even wilder. And then one Skullgios, the OTKer. He's like Chaos Max, except not as strong. He's 35. When he attacks, you can make your opponent's monster switch its attack and defense, and it does double the damage when it attacks when it's battles with a monster. And what's it called? It also does piercing. So there's a lot going for it. It's very good for. It's 35, which is big enough to get over a lot. You can get over like Dragoon with that, and it's just strong enough to. It's almost strong enough to OTK. I haven't thought of any way to like raise its attack to get like the crazy numbers. Maybe like do Garrus or something, but I'm not that brave. But yeah, that's That's the main and the side deck. I mean, that's the main and the extra deck. And I have like a little like side deck option for going first. I don't have like a full side deck, but 3 Ties of the Brethren is like a really good side deck because if you start with Koaki Miru, this guy right here, Koaki Miru, or the Earth Statue, then you can then if you Ties of the Brethren either one of these two, then you can end on a board with these 3. Well, that's all you can really gonna end on. So they can't special summon at all, and if they get rid of that, then they can only special summon rocks, and you have a monster negate. So it's like that's a pretty hard board to play through. Going first, you know, what are they gonna like have like Dark Ruler No More ready for fossils going first? I doubt it. So that's something to consider when you side deck, because you already main deck these cards. It's just putting in 3 Ties of the Brethren. It's not gonna hurt that much, and like they're probably gonna get rid of Fossil Dino first, depending on what they're playing, or if not, you can probably get rid of yourself by figuring it out. But that's what I have today for fossils. Thanks for watching.